We're talking about bullying in the workplace. What is bullying in the workplace? There is actually a definition of workplace bullying, and it's found in the Fair Work Act. So I'm just going to turn to it. A worker is bullied at work if, while the worker is at work, an individual or a group of individuals repeatedly behaves unreasonably towards the worker or a group of workers with which the worker is a member. Now, there's a lot of worker in there. What it really means is, if you're at work and somebody or a group of somebodies is treating you repeatedly, unreasonably, then you might be bullied. Yeah, and it could be that you are a group of people or you are just one person, but it needs to be, for it to be part of the Fair Work Act and part of bullying in the workplace under the Fair Work Act, it needs to be done in the workplace, it needs to be by an individual or a group of individuals, and it needs to be repeated and it needs to be unreasonable. And the behaviour needs to create a risk to health and safety. So there's a couple of things there we need to think about. First of all, it needs to be happening to you in the workplace. Now, that could mean that it's actually in the workplace and you're at work in your office doing something, or at work out on your tools and it's happening. Or it could be that everyone's gone to the pub after work and it's happening there. Now, if it's the latter, then we'll need to talk about whether that's workplace bullying or not. If it's the former, then it is more than likely going to fit in with that criteria. Now, if it is outside of work time, but for work, for instance, it could be a work party, it could be some sort of gathering, it could be for there's some sort of training that you're doing outside of the workplace and it's happening there. But again, we would encourage you to stop and think about whether it's happening in the workplace for it to fit into the criteria of the Fair Work Act. Then it needs to happen repeatedly, and then the behaviour needs to be unreasonable. So that's a couple of criteria in one criteria. So it needs to be repeated and it needs to be unreasonable. Now, what's unreasonable? The test for unreasonable is a little bit tricky. There are some examples on this, and for instance, the Commission indicated that bullying might be unreasonable where intimidation, coercion, threats, humiliation, shouting, sarcasm, victimisation, terrorising, singling out, malicious pranks, physical abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, belittling, bad faith, harassment, conspiracy to harm, ganging up on, isolation, freezing out, innuendos, rumour mongering, disrespect, mobbing, mocking, victim planning and discrimination could all fall under behaviours of bullying. Yeah, but it could also, so when we're thinking about that, it could also fit into other jurisdictions as well. Now, bullying in the workplace really can be quite detrimental for the worker. So you're probably feeling quite vulnerable in the workplace. So some of the consequences of bullying can be depression, anxiety, sleep disturbances, nausea, and quite often physical complaints as well. So that's where this kind of behaviour creates a work health and safety risk comes into it. However, under the anti-bullying laws, proof of actual harm to health and safety isn't actually necessary, provided that the risks to health and safety by the bullying behaviour can be demonstrated. And that's a bit of a tricky one to explain, and we would recommend if you're thinking about that sort of issue, that you're not really exhibiting any real effects of the bullying, but you believe it's happening, then give us a call. We'd be able to talk you through some of the different complexities and issues on that. Okay, so what does bullying look like in the workplace in reality? Now, that was a ginormous list, yeah. But bullying in the workplace can come in many shapes and forms, as you can see. It ranges from hurtful remarks or attacks about you as a person, including your family or your sex or your race, to unwelcome touching or sexually explicit comments. It can also be exclusion from the workplace. So that's a really interesting one, being excluded from the workplace. And that exclusion can take many forms, like exclusion from activities, or exclusion from people talking to you. And then of course you've got the other one where colleagues gang up on you, or managers are giving you pointless tasks that have nothing to do with your role, for an example, or all those tasks are impossible to complete. One of the questions we get a lot is, the person who's been bullying me is my boss. How do I approach this? Now, in small businesses, if your boss is the one that's bullying you, that's going to be super hard to resolve on your own, because your boss is going to feel like they are either like they're not bullying you or they don't care. Yeah, so there is a pile of middle criteria there generally, but normally your boss knows if they're being mean to you, yeah, because they're a person too. If they're not listening to you about how you're feeling about this, then it is possible for you to file an application to cease the bullying, yeah, with the Fair Work Commission. And there is a bullying bench book that the Fair Work Commission publish, and you can jump online and take a look at that bench book. And that will give you a lot of the different criteria about bench book and what bullying looks like, and how you meet the criteria, and what to do to file an anti-bullying claim and so on, a claim to stop bullying. But there are other ways you can do it without actually implementing bringing the Fair Work Commission into it. So you can engage someone like us to correspond with your employer and try and get them to engage with you about this bullying and to try and resolve the issue. Or we could talk about exit negotiations and exit plans and how that might work for you, and whether you might be interested in getting out of your job. More than likely, the problem is you want to leave your job, but you can't because there's no work out there for you, or you've got really good money, or you've got a family to support, and you've been looking but there's nothing that's come up. Or you really like your job, it's been really great to this date, and it's just this one manager that's come in that's making your life a misery. So there's a lot of reasons why you might want to speak to someone like us, and here at MJT Law, my team and I can listen to your issues. We can help you strategize about what outcomes you're looking for, and we can help you implement those strategies as well. Another question we get is, I've been accused of bullying someone and I'm not. How do I show my employer that I'm not doing something? And that's actually a really hard thing to answer. How do you prove you're not doing something? How do you prove something doesn't exist? All you can do is provide information and honesty and context. That's all you can do in these situations. And if you feel that your employer has come to the wrong decision, or they are making something up, or they are relying on the evidence of one person without having other evidence, and they've come to the wrong decision, then we can help you communicate with your employer about that. Or we can help you, if you find yourself ultimately terminated, we can help you look at different recourse or remedies that you might have through the Fair Work Commission or in the courts in relation to that. Now, I've tried to speak with my employer about bullying in the workplace, but they have just ignored me. What do I do now? Wow, that's a really hard question to answer, because there are reasons why you stayed for this long. And first of all, before we provide you any meaningful advice about that, we need to get a better understanding of why you're there, what's happening, and what you've said to your employer and how you've said it. So once we get a better idea about what's happening there, we can then provide you with some help about either communicating with your boss in a better way, talking about exit strategies, filing some sort of application, or looking at forced resignation. So there are some things there that we can talk you through. But what we're going to need to talk about primarily, really, is what is it that you want to get out of that, and we can talk about strategies to get you to that position. So once you know what you want, we can talk about the process that we take in order to get that. Now, sometimes what you want can't be achieved, so we look at some different options there. But first of all, we start with what your outcome is. And then once we've got that, we can get those strategies together. Okay, so if you are being bullied at work, certainly give us a call. We'll absolutely listen to your grievance. We'll try and help you in any way we can that's practical, from a legal perspective, of course. We'll also, things we can do to help you is, communicate with your employer, perhaps file something in a commission, or perhaps, look at some of those exit strategies. Thank you for watching.